and then I can show you the different areas that we have. And before we go in, our babies on the ground level are our youngest babies, therefore we have a no shoe policy, just to adhere to health and safety measures. So I've put my shoes off, but we also do have overshoes provided for your use as well if you do need to come into the rooms. So we'll come on in here. So we can have 12 babies in a day. That's up until the age of about 15 months. And then I do have additional rooms upstairs if your child is above the age of 15 months old as well. So we have lots of open-ended resources for the babies to explore and interact with these as they wish to. We have small learning bays for the children to explore, and they will explore in these learning bays doing their activities with their key person. The idea is that we would promote small group working throughout the room, therefore your baby would feel very secure and start building those really strong attachments with their key person as well. We have a main focus on the 3 prime areas of learning, so we have a lot of opportunities for physical development and for the babies to pull to standing as well on the array of furniture that we have across the room. We promote communication and language vastly from the get-go, so from the day that your baby starts in the baby room, we would have keywords available that we can introduce to your child's vocabulary, and we'd be in tune with what they're already doing at home as well. We try to support their secure attachments when they start with us, and then we go on to promote their personal, social and emotional development for the use of peer play. Throughout the room we do also have mathematical resources and also resources which promote literacy as well. These aren't areas in particular that we would strongly focus on, however they're still embedded into your child's day and their planning as well to ensure that we're catering for their whole holistic development as well. In our baby room, we would be asking you during your settling in sessions to provide an array of photographs of yourself and your child and any key family members that they may have as well. These would then be made into a family box. So family boxes are a unique learning opportunity. They support your baby's first keywords. They also support the staff team to get to know you as a family, and gives the children a bit of a home from home tool that they can use while they're settling in with us. Okay. We do have our woodland area here. Within our woodland area, we like to include any resources that we've gathered from outings. We do like to go on outings into the community. We often visit the park, we often go to the library, we may go and feed the ducks, or just interact with the community in any which way that we can. We do have big 4-seater pushchairs to enable us to do this, and we can take a whole 12 out at once as well, which is great. Okay, so your baby will have their meal times over here as well. So this is where they would come in and have their breakfast with us, and then this is catered to meet your child's physical development needs as well. So we do also have small mamas and papas chairs, which I can show you in a moment, if your child's not quite ready to be sitting at the chair at the table. But they do really learn a lot from each other, therefore you might not think your child's ready, but once they're sat with a group of peers, they will surprise you. Right, so we're going to go down to our mamas and papas room. So just down the hallway here. So along here is where your child's belongings will stay, and we also have a kitchen available for our milk preparation as well. So we can cater for whatever milk diet your baby is on, and also with regards to their foods, we can also do a vast array of weaning, smooth purees, lumpy purees and things like that as well to ensure consistency. Okay, so this is our mamas and papas room. This room is an additional to the other rooms, so it's not separate at all. It is just an additional area that we can use daily. We like to bring a small group of children down here. Our ratio in our babies is 1 to 3. So I would come down here, say, with my 3 key children, and perhaps it's your child, and perhaps your child's new to the setting, so they need that bit more one-on-one time with their key person, small groups. 12 is a bit overwhelming for them, so this room gives us the opportunity to do that. You'll see as well it's very home from home like. This is part of our nursery vision, is to create a home from home, and this room gives us the ability to do that as well. We have the feeding chair, which we welcome in breastfeeding mummies as well, and if you cannot do that and we're bottle feeding your baby, that's absolutely fine, but it gives us the opportunity to sit there, feed your baby and have the really important eye contact that's good for us to start building those attachments with your baby as well. Sleep arrangements for the babies. We have cots available. However, we do also have sleep mattresses. which they have a blanket on them and they have a sheet, and this is all laundered on site daily by us as well. So again, on your settling in sessions, we will get to know you, your family and your routine, and we will try our best to meet exactly that. We do find that babies, when they do start with us, their routine can go a little bit different to what they have been at home because they're so curious to take in their new surroundings, but generally this then settles down and they build a really lovely routine throughout the setting as well. To support this transition from home as well, we do have baby diaries. Our baby diaries will give you some detailed information on your child's care needs, meaning that our handovers at the end of the day doesn't need to be just about the care needs. It can be about something that your baby's achieved that day. Perhaps you had a concern or a query about their development, and we can talk about that in a lot more detail when you come to collect. But later on in the day, when you're at home, you can refer back to the diary to find out what time they had their milk, their sleeps and things like that as well. We also have a unique approach here, which is our comfort approach. So within our comfort approach, we have a lovely scarf available for you and baby, and we also have a gorgeous crochet patch as well. So we encourage mummy to wear the crochet patch before your child starts nursery with us, and then your smell will be put onto the crochet patch when your baby is sleeping here. We will place it closely next to their face, and while they're sleeping they'll be able to have that comfort from home again. We then have the scarf, same process with the scarf, so you can wear this around your arm or on your top, or you can just wash it so it smells like you. Some mummies choose to spray their perfume on there, something that their baby's really used to as well. And then your key person can wear it. So we have those familiar smells again, reassurance created for the baby from the get-go as well. Okay. So we're just going to now head upstairs to our oldest babies. So these are babies generally from the age of around 15 months to 24 months. Can be younger, can be a little bit older. We cater for your child's individual requirements. So if your child was around the age of 15 months and not quite ready to go upstairs, they wouldn't have to. We do make sure that each transition for your child is very unique and it's done around them and you as well. We like to capture your wishes and your feelings with regards to their transitions. Let's head on up. So this is our pre-toddler Look What We've Been Learning board. So on there you will see photos that are updated termly. Occasionally these are updated more often, it depends what we've been up to. You'll also find a really good explanation there of what we've been doing, what area of learning it links to, and also how we've extended your child's play, their knowledge and their understanding as well. We do also try and capture some suggestions for parents as well, so it's really good for you to have a little look at that when you do come into the setting. So our pre-toddlers have 3 different rooms. We tend to have between 9 and 12 pre-toddlers up here a day. We give them the space because at this age they really want to be able to walk up and down the corridor to access their own choices. They've just learnt their new how to take their new steps, so they're really excited about that. So we enable them to have that space to explore. We have a lot of imaginative play. We introduce this really strongly at this age. For imaginative play, the children can test their own ideas, they can capture and extend their key vocabulary, and they can also learn to play together, those sharing skills and things like that. We would offer a lot of sensory exploration play. Usually we have sand and water provided, but at the moment the team have provided a lovely boat display and also some sea animals as well in there for the children to explore. So we'll just head on down our corridor. We provide the children with imagery. This is known as our chatter approach. And this enables the children to have knowledge and understanding beyond their own experiences, which is something that we are key to capture at this setting as well. And also it gives them a talking point, where they can talk, they can look, they can ask questions. They're usually at this age beginning to start put 2 words together, and by having different imagery gives them a focus point for their conversations with their key person. So in here, this is where most of the pre-toddlers will have their meal times. However, when they're not having their meal time in here, the key persons up here set out a lot of mathematical activities for them, some puzzles, and also this is their messy room. So this is where they have lots of paints out, they have chalks, crayons, glitter, loads of different things happen in here, and we just change over the tablecloths. The children help us with that because we're building their independence continuously up here. So they'll help us clean down after our messy activities and then transform the room and get ready for their meal times as well. Meal times in the pre-toddlers is where we really focus on their independence. We encourage the children to use a spoon to pour out their own food. They have their own jugs for drinking as well, so they can pour their own drinks. It's something that's really key, especially the vocabulary that happens at the meal times. We really encourage small groups having their lunch together. Okay, so down in here. So in here we have our baby care area. So through baby care we can introduce key vocabulary again. We're supporting children with their transitions of having new family members in their family, and also we use the baby care when we're talking to the children about their emotions as well. Lots of literature provided for the children, repetitive stories on hand, but also stories related to their interests, and ensuring that they're age appropriate as well. One of the key interests of the pre-toddlers at the moment is dinosaurs, so we've provided this fantastic dinosaur land that they can explore. The staff team will add to this soil, water, sand, foil to make different mountains and things. There's all sorts of fun that happens here, and the children absolutely love it, and they really come out of their shells and can express themselves through that physical play as well. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm just going to take you down and we're going to head out into the under twos garden and show you what's up there. Okay, so outside in our garden area, we provide for the same learning opportunities that you see inside as well. So the outdoor area will be incorporated into our planning. So lots of opportunities out here, so let's have a little look. We've got, my partner made this gorgeous mud kitchen over the lockdown period where we was all off, and the children are absolutely loving it. They're really expressing themselves through their play outside. We've got opportunities for, again, the babies to express themselves through physical play. We are always trying to promote risky play, and this gives us an opportunity to do just that, because the babies are challenging themselves, they're pulling themselves to standing. Can I do this? Can I not? What can I do with my body? So we have, again, we've provided a table area out here to support the babies that are pulling to stand and the babies that are wanting to stand up and explore something. This has been provided due to children's interests as well. Linking in maths in the garden too. So we do come outside in all types of weathers, so we would be asking you to provide the suitable clothing for the outdoor area, so you can leave a sun hat here. We provide sun cream, but you can also provide a raincoat and all-in-one, and we'll come out rain or shine as well. So it's really super exciting to be able to have this free flow garden all day long as well. Okay, so we're just going to head over to the toddlers area now. So this is our main house. Our toddlers are based upstairs and our preschool are based downstairs. So we're going to head straight upstairs. Okay, so we have around 20 toddlers that come and play up here. We do have 3 rooms, and the children are encouraged and supported by their key person to free flow between the areas. We'll head into our creative area. So early mark making is really key for this age of the children. So we support that through the use of providing key materials that they can explore using their hands. We also provide different imagery for the children during their creative play to support and capture their own ideas, but also extends their activities linking into their interests as well. So So we have a construction area, so within our construction area the staff team will change up this area to capture what the children have shown interest in. So this may be a building site one day, we've had frozen castles, lots of different activities going on here, and the children are learning lots of different mathematical ideas and skills as well. Okay, so we're just going to head into the bathroom area. So this is our toddler bathroom area. So as you can see, we've got some potties in here ready for your child's use. We really would like to work in partnership with you to support your child's journey with their toilet training. The staff team have created a potty training bag for you. This is something that you can use and take home. So inside here we've got some stories about potty training. We've got some leaflets, which is a potty training guide for you to give you a little bit more information as well. And there's some stickers in there so you can really get started on the journey together. We would encourage you to just provide a selection of clothes each day if your child is potty training, and we do not mind if they have accidents. It's all part of your child's journey. Every individual child will be planned for during their time at the setting, and this happens across all of the rooms within the nursery. Your child would be allocated a key person, and the key person would be responsible for doing your child's development tracking, doing their key observations as well, and ensuring that there is consistent progress within their development. This would also be in partnership with yourselves, so our activities will come from your child's interests, but it could be an interest that you've personally shared with us as well. So it may be a journey that you've been on at the weekend, something that will really get your child's imagination going so that they can benefit the most from our activities that we provide. So the key person would lay out the activity, would encourage the child to come along and take part in the activity. We would then log this all on an observation sheet, and this would all be kept in your child's memory book. All of their observations and everything will be continuously added, which gives you a little lovely resource to have at the end of their journey at nursery as well. The staff team will also add in some teachable and spontaneous moments. So within these we add in our unique learning opportunities that we have here. I will be showing you one in a moment, which is one of our emotions bag, but the toddlers also start to introduce an activity called Wake Up and Shake Up. This happens twice a day, usually around 9 o'clock, and then again after they wake up from their sleeps. What they do is they go out into an open space, so it may be within their rooms or it may be in the garden. They put on their familiar song that they use each time, and most of the time the children select these themselves because they know them really well, and they'll do their physical exercise, and that's just another one of the moments that would also go onto the planning and be planned into your child's day. So come on into another one of our toddler areas. So within this room, you will notice that all of the resources for the children are at their level, meaning that they can self-select what they want to that day. We do a mixture of child-led activities and also some adult-initiated activities and play as well. Adult-initiated activities come from your child's planning, so we will be in tune with your child's interest, and then the key person will make sure that they have a set next step from that interest, that they will be planning an activity for that day as well. Okay, so we do focus on the 3 prime areas of learning. However, we also introduce a lot of mathematical activities and some puzzle resources for the children as well. This enables your child to test their own ideas, become familiar with numbers and key vocabulary. We provide a selection of key stories for the children to access throughout the day. These are changed on a regular basis, again in tune with your child's interests. We make sure the stories that we provide are very repetitive for the children, ensuring that they can begin to add words into their vocabulary and just continuously build that up as well. So over here we have our superhero cave. So this is a unique opportunity for the children to come into the superhero cave, talk through their emotions with their key person. You'll notice on the cushions we've got some key vocabulary there again. So these are words that the staff team will use throughout their play in the superhero cave to try and embed these into your child's language. The emotions bag really does help within the toddlers of the managing behaviour as well. So we do have a promoting positive behaviour lead at the setting as well, who will do work with the staff team and with the children, looking at their environment and ways that we can promote positive behaviour to the maximum as well. station within our toddlers. This enables the children to be very independent with their self-care. So we provide a jug so that they can pour their own water, and there'll be a little basket underneath the table where their messy cups can go, and they're really good at coming over to here, accessing tissues. There's some mirrors there as well, and again introducing the vocabulary like thirsty and those key words that the children need to be able to express their needs and their wants as well. So this is another one of our toddler areas. So this is known as our cottage garden area. So within this room we give children the space and the imagery to be able to express their themselves through their play. So this is really about imaginative play. We have the baby care area down here. So we've provided the baby care area because this is a key age where we can use a baby to teach the children empathy, kindness to others, and also support them with their transition of having new siblings or new cousins and family members within their families as well. We provide the children with lots of different animals from all around the world. Part of our nursery ethos is to give children experiences beyond their own. So we talk about different habitats, where animals come from, different types of religion, backgrounds and things like that as well. So we have our domestic area. Again, in our domestic area, we provide the children with resources from all different cultures and backgrounds. So there is a good variety there, and we introduce children to some foods that they may have never seen or heard of as well, giving them, again, more vocabulary and more knowledge and understanding of the world around them as well. Within our domestic area, we like to provide photographs of you and your family so that the child feels that their family is very involved in the setting. It is part of our vision here that we are very home from home. So wherever possible to include yourselves within the setting, we will. So they are called our family books. So the children can access them, flick through, show their friends their pictures, and also it gives the staff team the knowledge of who you are as well, so we can really get to know you all as a family. Okay, we're just going to go down now to the toddler garden area, so if you'd like to come with me. So our toddler garden area is outside the front of our house. So out here the children get a great view of the road outside and the community. We often have the bin men stop and wave to the children and interact with them through the gate as well. We try to promote a lot of forest school activities outside. So the children have been supporting staff members to create different structures that they can come and play on. We've also got our fire pit area here. This is also where the children gather around. They do their songs, their instruments, everything that they've made in their forest school activities they can talk about in their sessions during the year under this lovely tree. We have our obstacle course. Our obstacle course is fantastic because it means that we can move it around each day, and the children are constantly testing their own ideas and challenging their own abilities and capabilities all the time as well. It's really quite easy for the children to learn to climb steps and then come down a slide, but here they have to really challenge themselves, move their bodies in different ways and experiment with what they can do already. We have our mark making area over here as well. Children are encouraged to make marks, express themselves through their play. Lots of great fun happens over here. They tend to do little checklists as they're walking around the garden as well. What can you find outside? We've got our wonderful mud kitchen. Mud kitchen links closely into our mathematical play at the setting as well. They're constantly emptying, refilling. How much can you fit in this? How much will fit in mine? Whose is bigger? Whose is smaller? Those key vocabulary that we really need the toddlers to learn throughout their play. So we also have an outdoor toddler self-help station. This is made from lots of different natural resources. The children are able to come over, use the mirror, Again, like the one upstairs, they're able to add it to their vocabulary so that they can explain to us what it is that they need and why they might need that as well. And there's also some photographs there, because it's really key at this age to give children the imagery behind what you're saying so that they can support their understanding and they can really get to know what you mean when you say, would you like to come and get a drink? Okay. So we're just going to head inside, and I'm going to hand over to Kelly, my other acting manager, and she's going to talk you through the preschool rooms and what happens throughout their play as well.
Welcome to the first of our preschool rooms, if you'd like to come on in. This is our open-ended resource room. So the resources in here are specifically designed for the children to be able to create and recreate at their pleasure. Everything is on floor based, so they can roll around, have lots of fun with their creations. It gives them that sense of, I can make what I'm playing with. They can turn the blocks into a fire station, into a garage, into a zoo for the animals. We've got lots and lots of different resources for them to use in their constructions. Which brings me on to the table work that we do in here. We've got murals on the wall which we try to connect with the resources that are on the table. What can you create with the resources provided? Can you build another mosque? Can you build a fire station? Can you build the Shard? We provide the children with pictures of buildings across the planet to show them the diversity and the different range of what buildings can look like here and what buildings can look like in Africa, in Australia. It's so different across the world, and we want the children to understand and be able to explore that within their play. Across here we have some transient art resources set out, and again it connects to the mural. Can you copy a pattern that you can see in the picture? Can you create a street with the resources provided? If it's not what you like, you mess it up, you make it again. We'll provide them with a camera so that they can take a picture of their creation before they mess it up again, which we can then print and send home to you. But it's that pride that the children like. I've made this, this is my creation, but I can add to it permanently. I can take away from it. Rather than it being on the paper and it's written and it's drawn and it's done, they can continually change this. It's ever changing. As we move around the room as well, you'll notice that we've got the soft cubes. Each of the soft cubes depicts a different country or region across the world. You'll see that there's a house, there's some young boys dancing in traditional wear, and there's a shot of a map of the world. So the children are understanding that there are lots of different places across the world, that this is a very small bubble that they live in, but our surrounding area is so vast, and the differences between everybody is so vast. But we are all still the same, and we want to teach the children that and let them understand that there are different people in the world, and everybody has the right to choose what they say, what they do, where they go. And this is really embedded in the children from an early age, and they have lots and lots of different resources to express these within this room. So I hope you've liked this room. We're going to move on to the second of our preschool rooms. If you'd like to follow me. Welcome to the second of our preschool rooms. As you first enter the room, we have our self-help station, which this continues from our toddler unit into the preschool to give them a sense of independence, and it's just a continuation so that they feel that it's the same thing that they've always done. It's not something new, it just continues from upstairs to the downstairs area. As you move into the room, you can see that we have a lot of loose parts play. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's using random objects. For example, when we first got these lorry bolts, the children picked up one of these and decided to turn it into, if I can do it, a motorbike. So that is the ethos of loose parts play, being able to turn random objects into an activity, a game, What can you create with them? You've got a little person standing on here. Would you like to pile these up, making different patterns and shapes? Does this balance? That type of thing. It's just a use of random objects where the children can decide what it is and how that their play is going to continue. This develops their imagination skills and gives them a real sense of individuality as to what they're choosing to do. We have lots of resources to create any areas. For example, just giving them photos of different places around the world. Can you build this house with these blocks? Are these people the type of people that would live in this house? If not, we have an array of different people from around the world to use during this activity. The children are able to choose whatever they would like. Nothing is restricted. Obviously, we try to encourage the children to put them away afterwards. I think that's an ongoing battle with any parent, and that stays the same for here. Over here, we have our grim resources. They are unique, and it gives the children the opportunity to again use their imagination. What can you create with these? It's not about making the puzzle again, not about putting them back together. It's about what you can create with them. What can you turn it into? And that, in this room, is what everything is about. It's very, very open-ended. No end to their play. Included in our domestic area, it's the same, very open-ended. You choose who you'd like to dress up as, what you'd like to be, what you'd like to cook for our tea. And over in this corner of the room, we have our maths resources. So we put these out on the carpet and on the table, but obviously maths is not restricted to one area. Nearly everything that a child does has a maths aspect to it. But these resources here just give them that additional help when learning numbers, colours, grouping, sequencing, lots and lots of foundation skills for their early maths development. We're going to move through into our third room, which is the last room in the preschool. Welcome to the third of our preschool rooms. Before we enter the room, I'd like to show you our special helper star. Here, every morning, are 3 children's names. They know to have a look on here to see whether it's their turn today, and they will come and they will help themselves to a special helper badge, which they wear all day. At meal times, they get to choose, each of them get to choose a mealtime assistant, and they wear their badge for the mealtime and then they'll put it back. It's not only the meal times that the children are helping with, it is little jobs throughout the day. So the staff may ask them to do a little job because you're the special helper and you need to assist me in something. For example, mixing the paints for the day, asking them to pop some paperwork to the office. It's just a multitude of different things to show them that they have pride in their accomplishments. They are able to do something. It builds their confidence. Talking about pride and showing pride of their accomplishments, we have these little boxes that each child has their own box, and inside of their box is a picture and their name. When they do a piece of artwork, they then find their box and they will stick their name to their artwork. That way, they know exactly which artwork is theirs, and it gets placed on the drying rack, and then at the end of the day, they can choose their artwork and take it home. As we move around the room, you'll notice that everything is at the children's height, and they have access to all of the different types of media that we've got to use. They have their art easel as well here, and their aprons, which they can choose and use whenever they wish. We also have access to water, which can be changed for sand, and all of the resources next to it as well is accessible for the children. As we move through the room, we have our science area. We have a young investigators group within our science area. Every time we do a science activity, the children put on their little lab coats and they also wear their protective goggles, which are here. So they're proper little scientists. We have some photos here of the children doing their activities, which gives them a chance to relive an activity that they've done. They can talk about which science experiment they enjoyed the most. Looking at the pictures might make them say, oh, I want to do that one again. So it reminds them of the past and what we can then do in the future again. As we move through the room, we've got our literacy area here with all of the resources, again, accessible to them. So this area is a brilliant way to develop their early literacy skills. Even if it's just holding a pencil correctly, making those first marks. Some children go to school writing their name, some children don't. There's such a vast area of learning development that we are here to just encourage that and develop it with them. As we move through here, we have our emotions area. This continues from through the nursery. Every area has an emotions bag. So in preschool, we are really focusing on helping them to develop their skills to be able to verbalise how they are feeling, what is wrong, and how we can help you to make it better. This is also really prevalent when they're about to go to school. It's a whole new experience. They don't know what to expect, so we use this area to talk about what is to come, discuss the schools, have photos of the schools. We also have dressing up outfits, so each school within our area has supplied us with a school uniform. So before school starts, the children are trying on different uniforms, learning who is going to go to school with them, what school are you going to, where are you going to be, what's your teacher's name. It's all preparing them for that journey into school. We also use our chatterboxes for this. The children bring in a chatterbox from home. They put resources in it such as, for example, if they've been to the zoo, they will bring in a map of the zoo. If they've been on holiday and they've got a magnet, they will bring the magnet in and show you. It's not to bring in lots of toys, but it's to show you something that will give them a conversation starter. So they are developing their conversational skills, they are connecting with their peers, so they're developing their personal and social skills, while showing them their favourite things, a photo of their favourite toy at home. Their family, photos of your family is a great way to start a conversation. My uncle did this and we went here and we went there. It's just amazing the conversation that the children will have together. We also have a nice quiet reading area for the children to choose what books they would like to use. We have an array of books, so it's not just non-fiction. We use fiction. We've got a giant map because they love looking at places around the world. They like to discuss where they live and who else lives elsewhere. This is our imagination station, and within this area we have an activity set up on the table using resources from the trays that are provided. Each tray has different resources within it. We add to these resources, adding fiction and non-fiction books, prompt cards to discuss what is happening within the boxes. We can add other resources at any point, which gives the children a real sense of what's happening in the world. For example, when we put the pirate scene out, you can add a story or a non-fiction book about the world, travelling in a ship across the sea. How long does it take you to get on holiday if you had to travel by boat to get there? Opens up so many conversations, and it enhances their personal, social and emotional skills as well as their imagination. So we're going to wander out of this room now and we'll take you through to our cooking area. This is our conservatory area. On the floor in front of the children as they enter the room is our self-registration system. where the children find their picture, pop it into one of the peg holes and come on into nursery. As we move around the room, you can see our cooking station and area, and also the children's smart little jackets and chef hats they have to pop on as they're doing a cooking activity. Our chef likes to get involved with the cooking activities with the children. This encourages the children to understand where their food comes from, and also links with a lot of the activities that we do in the garden, which we'll talk about in a moment. As we move around, we have a lovely little station here which helps the children to understand also about growing, what types of plants we plant throughout the year, and ways in which we can help and promote plants grow. As we move out of the conservatory, this brings us into our preschool garden. It's a nice big area for the children to play in. We have a nice giant climbing frame in the middle. We're giving the children plenty of opportunity to develop their physical skills. As we move around the garden, you can see we've got lots of things in the planters. We've got some lettuces here, some sugar snap peas growing in these 3 planters. This is encouraging the children's learning and understanding of farm to plate. So the children plant the seeds, grow the vegetables, they nurture them, and then they harvest them. It's amazing how many more children will eat a vegetable that they've actually grown and harvested themselves, rather than something that's just been popped on a plate and they've been asked to eat. As we move around as well, the children have their own resources to help with the gardening, which they're encouraged to gain access to themselves and to help when looking after our resources. We have an outside classroom as we move around the garden, where we can encourage the children to develop those skills about learning about nature, especially with the bug hotel to the left here, which we then encourage them to develop with the clipboards. We're using pencils and magnifying glasses, and also some resources in the shapes of insects. Again, as we move around the garden, we have our mud kitchen, bringing you back round to another resource that we're quite proud of. We're beginning to grow vegetables in our hydro-veg unit, which will hopefully give us a production of vegetables throughout the year, because it doesn't need soil, which is a very clever piece of equipment. And across here as well, we've just got lots of different fruits and vegetables growing at the moment, ready for planting in all of our other planters. And that's our preschool
Regards to food at the nursery, we do have a weekly menu, and we rotate this every week on a monthly basis as well. There's a really good variety of food on there for your child, so they will experience lots of different tastes and new foods that they probably haven't tried before as well. Our nursery chef Marie has lots of experience working in kitchens. She's also got lots of qualifications in food safety, early years nutrition, and also allergen awareness as well, meaning she's got the skills to provide appropriate meals throughout the day. She's supported in the kitchen by Chris as well. So with regards to what the day would look like, we offer breakfast at the nursery up until 9 o'clock in the morning, and this is usually a selection of cereals and also some toast as well. We would then have a mid-morning snack. If the children are in the toddler room and beyond, they tend to help prepare their snack as well where they can. And that's normally either fresh fruit or vegetable sticks or crackers and things like that. Our chef will then create a lovely homemade meal for the lunch for the children, and this will also be served with a pudding as well. In the afternoon, we would then have an afternoon snack around 2 o'clock, similar to the morning, but again something different so that we're having lots of variety. And then a lovely homemade tea again at around 4 o'clock towards the end of the day as well. And again, that comes with a pudding. So there's lots of choice there. With regards to our baby room, we do also have a weaning menu available, but also we can puree down any of the meals so that there's consistency for the child, and they also get lots of different exciting flavours throughout their weaning journey too.